Okay, so let's turn on to another question here. This time we have function j of x equals 2x plus 1 over square root of 4 minus x. So you probably immediately spot the fact that we have a radical there. And you know that when we have radicals, based on the last example, we're going to solve an inequality. Okay. But also that 4 minus x is a part of the denominator. So we're actually kind of answering yes to both of these questions. But because that square root of 4 minus x is both part of the denominator and it's part of a radical, we can actually combine those two things into one problem. Normally, we're solving for the radical greater than or equal to 0. But here, because it's in the bottom, we're going to exclude that 0 part, and we actually just want to solve the stuff inside the radical greater than 0. So this problem actually just translates to 4 minus x greater than 0. We could do it as two separate problems, but it's easier to just do it as one. The 2x plus 1 up top has nothing to do with the domain question at all. That can be anything it wants to be, right? Because that's the numerator. So we solve this problem. So to solve this, we need to get the variable onto one side. So probably many of you would choose to go this route. Bring the minus 4 over. Okay, now we have minus x greater than minus 4. So we divide everything by a minus 1. Since we have divided our radical by a negative, we do need to change the direction. So we have x less than negative 4. And then we want to come up with that inequality, so we want to graph that. So I go on the number line here and do that. I know I'm going up 2, but not including minus 4. And it's everything below that. So that would give me here the domain of my function, which we can also abbreviate as DOM, our function. Here would be the interval from minus infinity up to minus 4, but with a parenthesis on the minus 4. Parenthesis on the minus 4. Okay. Let's continue here with another example. Part E, where we're going to call it k of x equals x to the fourth minus 2x to the third plus 3x squared. And we want to talk about the domain of this function, right? Domain of this function here. Okay. Well, we go through our checklist. Do we have a denominator? Nope. So there's no solving anything equal to 0 here. Do we have an even root? Nope. So there is no solving an inequality. Since we don't have either of those, we know that the domain of this thing is all real numbers. So we just write that out. Again, you cannot approach the domain problems as I always do this step. Okay, you have to approach it by asking these questions, because what you do is going to depend on the particular problem you're dealing with.